All right, what is up, everybody? Keith Jameson, go by Gay Guy 31 across the DFS industry. We have done a decent chunk of these Champions League and EPL videos in the car on commutes. This one might prove to be one of the bigger clusters. We'll see. As you can see, little man back there is in a pretty bad mood. This may or may not end in screams. Forgot his iPad on a car ride. Just bad sign. But anyhow, let's see if we can get through this. Also, the hardwire is actually finally broke, so you're gonna hear the humming of the hybrid engine. Hopefully it's not too distracting. But if it's not the engine, maybe it's the crying. Anyhow, like, subscribe, comment if you're still watching. That means you're committed. So let's just dive into the action. 2 games. It's gonna all be about Bayern tomorrow. Bayern minus 400 at home, down 0-1 on aggregate versus Villarreal. Villarreal is going to bunker. You want a treat? I know, buddy. I got nothing for you right now. But if you are good till we get home and let Daddy do work, we'll be good. All right. So I think Villarreal we actually saw in the first. I love you too, buddy. This is gonna be something. All right. I'm not even gonna edit any of this. This is just gonna all just make whatever it is. So Bayern is going to be fully attack-minded. Additionally, we saw in the first leg Bayern dominated possession. Villarreal, I didn't even see the goal. I'm assuming it's on a counterattack, but they're okay not playing the ball. They're going to put 7-8 men behind the ball. Kimmich is your lock. I think Lewandowski, because of the odds, because of the likelihood of scoring, is a lock, but it's also like really good leverage. Like if the goals come from anywhere else but Lewandowski, you're going to be lapping 75% of the field. Kind of like you did last leg, didn't score. He was so high owned, you played Benzema, you can do that again. Again, a lot of leverage. But I think Coman is, at this point we've seen, as the other like floor/forward option. I do like Muller quite a bit. He's a lot cheaper, but I think most people are just going to start their bills out with Coman, Lewandowski, Kimmich, and probably based on his last game's performance and the fact he rested this weekend, Alonso Davies in the low 5Ks. So I think that's just how a lot of people are going to build. And then from there, it's just going to kind of be finding your pieces. We'll talk about like Cruz, how cheap he is in the Madrid game, despite Madrid not needing to push, which is probably a little too cheap. But where you can start making differentials is how you're putting Bayern together, right? So I talked about Coman and Lewandowski and Kimmich being where you want to go, but if Sane is in, if Gnabry is in, if they play like Goretzka, that will be somebody that's not very high owned, and we've seen showing up with big games. Playing guys like that is going to be how you establish your differentials, and obviously I think goalie. Neuer, my biggest concern with playing a guy like Neuer is he's not going to see a lot of work. And with Bayern overcommitting players to get this goals, you could see, him like have a 2-1 type of thing, like a 2-1 like break where, he could concede easily in that situation. I kind of like, if you are playing Bayern offensive stacks, you would actually love nothing more than Bayern to go down like 0-1 to start the game out, and now it's just like complete and utter chaos and just tons of crosses and complete panic from Bayern just trying to get a goal. Like that's, from a DFS perspective, what you want if you're stacking up Bayern. So I think I kind of went over that. Lewandowski, Coman, Kimmich, Davies, probably where you're going to start. I like Muller a lot for a differential, like taking Coman out, putting Muller there, or like again, fading Lewandowski. I'm not going to do it, but I don't play. I'm normally just at these days playing one line, and playing the single entries, playing cash, and that's kind of just how I roll. But like if you're playing 10-15 lines, fading Lewandowski and something makes a lot of sense. All right, Villarreal, I would not play anybody from there, but I like the guy who would like single most not play, which that means he's going to score. It's Danny Parejo. I'm not playing Flores here. If you're going to play, it's like Gerard Moreno, or Danjuma, or Yuri Pino if he's starting, like one of those type of guys. You're just shooting for the goal, not for any floor. All right, second game, Madrid hosting Chelsea. Madrid up 3-1 on aggregate. That means Madrid does not need to attack, but they're home. I don't think the Bernabeu is going to accept Ancelotti, sticking 8 men behind behind the ball and, you know, taking no shots. You know, Chelsea was looking horrible. I mean, they killed me this weekend because I was off Chelsea and they scored 6-0 for Southampton. But at Southampton, this is Real Madrid. You know, I think what could very much happen is Chelsea right away having an early phase of a ton of possessions and a lot of pressure, and Real Madrid try to catch them on the counterattack. That's kind of how I expect the game to play out. But then just to kind of settle in, you know, be very much like a split possession game. I just don't think Chelsea has the goods to get it done at the Bernabeu. But Cruz, you know, sub 6K, especially if you see no Lucas Vazquez being on Monopoly set pieces, is a really hard guy to not play in optimal and cash. Then their fullbacks are still cheap. Danny Carvajal, Ferland Mendy are cheap. And then up front, I think, you know, Vinny Jr. or Benzema are great differentials. Yep, treat when we get home, buddy. Treat when we get home. So Vinny Jr. or and your iPad, yes. He gets his iPad when he gets home because Daddy forgot it in the car. So yeah, Vinny Jr., Benzema, I think are really good differentials. I think they both have ownership, but not a lot. You know, if you see the same formations last game with Fede Valverde, know that that's like a 4-4-2 with Vinny playing as a second striker. It's not. I saw people thinking that Valverde was playing like a right wing. No, it's just it's kind of an inverted system. He's not playing like a wing like Asensio or like a Rodrigo would play. So, yeah, that's Madrid. I think Courtois is a great play. I think he combines the fact that he's possibly seeing a lot of shots, and you know, Real Madrid's defensive record at home is really good. So I think Courtois is my favorite goalkeeper on the slate. For Chelsea, again, I keep using the word differential, but I do think, you know, Chelsea as a team chasing a game might come in pretty low owned because so much ownership is going to go to Bayern. So playing like a mount, especially if you don't see Ziyech mount on a Monopoly set pieces, I actually think would be like, I'd almost be like looking for figuring out how to get him in cash. I think his floor would be that awesome with upside. You know, we saw Timo Werner have a huge game versus Southampton, Kai Havertz. Those are the types we would want. You know, if we see Marcos Alonso, he scored on the weekend. His floor still wasn't great. It's not like he, God, a little bit of bad prep for me. I didn't see if he took any corners, but I think it was just mount on Monopoly. Please double check me out. I'll try to remember to put it in notes here for you guys once I get home. I'll look that up. But yeah, that's just kind of how I would attack it. So again, you know, Mount if no Ziyech, I really do think I actually have him in front of Cruz, just because despite Chelsea being a slight dog, Chelsea's going to have to push the offense. Like Real Madrid can kind of sit back a little bit, play mostly in the counter. I don't think they're going to be completely dull and devoid of ideas, but you know, they're not going to be playing with the urgency that you're going to see Madrid do. Reece James, if in, you know, should take some corners. That'd be a good play, but he's expensive. I don't really see playing him over Alphonso Davies, considering everything. So, you know, just in general, I don't really see playing Chelsea over Bayern, with the exception of like Mount, if no Ziyech. So again, you know, Chelsea more like a GPP team, but I do think that would be like my second favorite GPP team is going Chelsea, just because I think ownership is going to go Bayern, Real Madrid, which I think is a little bit of a mistake from a peripheral perspective, and then Chelsea, and then Villarreal will be 0 own. So again, if you're playing GPP, that's how it would go. All right, 9 minutes. Kid did awesome. Congratulate Landon. Landon, good job, buddy. Are you going to get a treat when we get home? Yeah, he's going to get a treat when we get home. So thank you guys for watching and putting up with everything. With that, I will say, see you.